Alright, so we are going to do a pod review today on a pepper right back there somewhere. If I can get back there without breaking anything. And the pods are starting to come in quite strong. And we're getting towards the end of the year, and they're all starting to ripen at once. Now, I lost quite a few pods this year, simply due to insect damage. Slugs and chewing insects, and I dropped at least 10% of my pods this year, and I'm a little bit upset about that, but I guess that's part of the game. So anyways, 10% is quite a bit when you got well over 1,000 pods growing, or well over 1,000 pods. So anyway, right back here, as you can see, that is called the Madame Jeanette. Now, that pepper is very, very popular on my website. That is usually sold out every year. Since I've opened my website, I've been selling that pepper out yearly. And we're talking about a quarter-pound of seed at a shot. So this year, I'm hoping I get enough peppers off of here to be able to do it, because again, a lot of my peppers got destroyed due to insect damage, but you can see there's quite a few on this plant. Okay, there's quite a few. There's got to be at least 30, maybe 40 peppers on here, plus more coming out. I may dig this plant up and bring it in for the winter to let the rest of the pods ripen. I may have to do something like that, because I really need the seed stock for this, because it is a #1 seller for you guys. You guys love this pepper, and I want to keep you supplied with plenty of seed. So anyway, we're going to pick one of these. We're actually going to pick all the yellow ones to get them off of here before they get insect damaged. And we're going to do a taste test. So let me pick some of these for you. Or one at least anyway for the video. Now you can see these are really very large pods this year. Very good looking pods. You can see with the Madame Jeanette peppers, they really get some freaky shapes to them. Let me pick a couple more. Very popular in, I think it's Holland, somebody told me. This variety of pepper is very, very popular in Denmark or Holland, I'm not sure. And this pepper actually originates from South America, which is where this original seed came from. Did not come from Holland. It came from the original country, or the original source. There's bunches of them on here. It's hard to tell because the leaves are turning yellow too. You got to be careful because it's very easy to knock off the other peppers. This one's not fully ripened, but that will ripen fine. It's good enough. Once they start turning yellow, they're pretty good. Even the seed value on them are good. You don't need to let them totally ripen. When you let them ripen all the way on your plant. This one really doesn't want to come off. I have to break the stem to get this one off. This one just didn't want to come off, but it's coming off no matter what. Look at that. Look at the shapes on these things. People go absolutely crazy for these things. They are quite good peppers. I do like them myself in cooking. And I don't think I see any more back here. There's like one or two more that are ready. You know? See, I got to get them off of here, because as soon as they start turning yellow, I get them off, because right when they start turning yellow, when they're converting the starches over to sugars, that's when the insects love to eat them. So we want to get these off of here. Here's one here. Again, strange shape. And I think that's it with the yellow ones. So let's bring these inside and give you a better look at them. That way you can see what they look like better. And we'll go from there. Alright, so here we are inside the greenhouse now, where there's less insects going into my nose, my eyes, and my mouth. And this is what it looks like. I'm not sure if I'm getting this good on camera or what. But you can see the shape on this pepper is very unique, very strange looking. The lighting looks terrible in here. There's no sunlight today. It hasn't been sunny now for a few days. So I can't tell if it's blurry or what. That's one of them. Here's another one. Typical shape for these. They can get quite weird, the shapes on these. It's very similar to a gournong pepper. Very, very similar. Gournongs kind of do the same thing, but it's definitely not the same pepper. Those peppers are from the Middle to Far East, whereas this pepper is originated from, I think it's Brazil. Suriname is the other name for it, but it's somewhere in South America, and that's where it originates from. And it's very, very popular in cooking down there. Few people have commented on my videos telling me what dishes are made with it and stuff, and the history a little bit behind it and how it's used prevalently down in South America. Not just Brazil, but many countries actually use this pepper. There's another one. It's widely used down South America, and it's very, very popular also in the U.S., as I can see, because a lot of U.S. people are buying the seed for it. And I do ship seed to other countries, so other countries are buying it as well, but the majority of my sales for this is in the U.S. itself. Look at that, my finger fits right in there. It's like it was made for it. Alright, so that's that one. We got a little one here. This is probably going to be the one we are going to taste test. I can't tell you if there's a bug in it or not, because if you look on the bottom, might be a hole in there. I do not know. We'll know after I bite it, though. And yes, this is a hot pepper. It's actually quite hot. It's up there with the habaneros, and I am not looking forward to that this early in the morning, but this is really when I have to start doing my pod reviews, because if I'm going to do another pod review, I have to wait several hours in between them so my palate can readjust, and then I can do another pod review. I can't do them back to back because I'm not going to give you the best effect from it. You're not going to get the true quality of what I'm trying to describe for the pepper. Your palate gets muttered, and it has to neutralize before you eat another pepper in order for me to give you an accurate review. So anyway, that's it. Let's turn you around and give it a go. Alright guys, here we are again doing another pod review, this time with the Madame Jeanette. Now this pepper is the most popular pepper on my website. I sell out about a quarter pound of seed every year since I opened my website, and I don't know how to keep this seed in stock. I can't get enough peppers off of my plants to be able to supply the demand for this particular variety of pepper. Why is it so popular? I do not know. I just know that everybody buys this pepper. It's very, very popular. So this is it right here. The seed that I got for this pepper was originally obtained from somebody from South America from a seed trade from chiliman.org. I used to be very big on trading seeds way back in the day, and I've gotten a lot of very strange and rare varieties of peppers doing that, and this is one of them. This is the original strain. This is the real deal. A lot of people will sell you yellow habaneros, or they'll sell you a gournong pepper, and they'll tell you that it's a Madame Jeanette. They're misleading you if they're selling you something like that. This is the original pepper. One of the ways you can tell that this is a Madame Jeanette pepper is by the real convoluted, bizarre shapes that this pepper variety makes. It makes these unbelievable, bizarre looking shapes. I mean, I've seen shapes, everything with a pepper that produces horns like a devil, and to something that looks like it just came out of a sci-fi movie. So this pepper is just an amazing pepper as far as aesthetics go, but it's also very delicious too. It has a very nice fruity flavor that's very unique to itself. It's not really like any other pepper, though. Even though I tend to like categorize it in the habanero area of things, I'm just trying to guide you when I say that into like what flavor zone are you going to be falling into. And generally I go by bell peppers, you know, or that kind of peppers, sweet peppers, bell peppers type stuff. And then I go into habanero type flavors, and then I go into the cayenne types. Now, it doesn't mean that they taste like that. It's just my way of trying to put this pepper into a flavor category if you're trying to achieve that floral type flavor for habaneros, or you want that cayenne type flavor for your hot sauces. So That's what I'm trying to do. It doesn't mean it necessarily tastes like that. It is very difficult to try to describe the little tiny nuances in flavor between this pepper and, say, another pepper. It's very hard to pick that up. It's just that I eat so many peppers that I could pick up a sense of difference between the peppers. So a lot of times I'm able to tell you, oh, it's like maybe like this type of habanero or that type of habanero, or maybe tastes like this pepper. But by the end of the year, if I don't keep eating those peppers, I forget what they taste like. It's very, very hard for me to retain thousands of varieties of pepper flavors and try to convey that to you. So you have to understand, when I do these pod reviews, a lot of it's tongue-in-cheek, but a lot of it's kind of, you know, just kind of guiding you into the area. You need to buy the pepper, grow it out yourself, and experience that flavor for yourself so you can understand. The purpose for this video is generally just to guide you, is really all it is. All right, so anyway, here it is, and it's quite a beauty. And I know it's hot, guys. I know it's very hot. I'm probably not going to swallow because I didn't eat any breakfast this morning. I didn't suck down a half gallon of cream or anything this morning, so my stomach is really going to hit hard from it. So I will take a gulp of the juice down, but I'm not going to actually chew it and swallow the whole thing. I'm going to get sick from that. So let's take a bite and see what it tastes like. Surprisingly, it's really not that hot this year. I'm not sure why. I've eaten some of these that were very, very hot. Definitely mid-range habanero heat. I've eaten them very hot. This particular one was not really hot at all. Almost not hot at all, that period. You know, almost sweet. Which for me is a pleasure because I don't want to cook first thing in the morning. But the flavor is absolutely delicious. I can't even begin to describe to you the flavor of this pepper. I can see why so many people go bananas for buying this pepper. It's very popular because of that reason. It's not quite habanero per se, but it does have like a fruity type ofness, floral, fruity flavor to it. It's not exactly the habanero type thing. On the other hand, it does have some undertones of like cayenne a little bit in there. So it's almost like a mix between the two. So it has kind of this strange contrast, which is very unique. And it'd be a real interesting pepper to apply to a lot of different types of dishes. But it is unique in flavor. I will tell you that. Here's a look at it. I bit it. Not sure if you can see that. How all the layers of skin and everything folded up in there. I mean, that is just freaky, guys. It's just really strange. The other thing I noticed about this pepper, this year anyway, particularly, is it was quite sweet. There was a lot of sugar on this thing. And this wasn't 100% ripe either. There was quite a bit of sugar. It was very sweet. It was sweet enough for me to point this out. Normally I say it's sweet. You could kind of pick up some sweet tones and stuff. Unless it's like those red bell peppers. They get really sweet and they're very sugary. For this type of pepper, habaneros and these kind of peppers, and they're normally not necessarily sweet. They you know, you're overwhelmed by the heat. This wasn't bad, guys. This was a little on the sweet side. No tanginess really at all. Very smooth in flavor too. Very, very smooth. Now I did spit most of it out. I did take a gulp down. It's not upsetting my stomach, but I didn't eat breakfast. Okay, so eating something like this without breakfast is probably not a good idea. But sometimes I do that. I just, you know, I have hundreds of reviews to do, and I need to start moving through these reviews, and I can't go inside and cooking breakfast and then coming out. It takes too long. I need to get out here and do the reviews, and sometimes I pay the price for doing that. But anyway, I don't know what else to say about it other than it's very smooth. It's delicious. This particular one had a little bit of sweetness on it. It was very nice. And it's just that really strange combination, a little bit of a cayenne flavor in there, along with that habanero flavor. It was quite interesting. Definitely a nice, different effect you get from peppers. And again, this is why I can see why this pepper really is very, very popular. A lot of people buy the seed. Very popular. This one here is very hard for me to keep in stock. I may even have to start limiting my customers to one order of seed per order, because a lot of times people come in and they'll just order like 10 orders or 15 orders of the same seed, and it just depletes my stock completely for anybody else who's coming in. And I don't necessarily want to do that. Yeah, the sales are made, but it's not always about sales. I want other people who are looking to experience this pepper to have a chance at it. And if somebody's coming in and they're ordering 20 orders of the seed, that's not fair either, you know. So, and I just simply can't get enough seed for this to keep it in stock like that. It's just not that kind of pepper. They just virtually sell out. In fact, the seed sold out maybe 3 or 4 months ago on my plant, and I'm digging into my personal stash to fill orders, which my personal stash is now down to a very small amount, and I need to replenish that personal stash. But that's part of the game when you're trying to sell very popular peppers. They just, you know, it's very hard to keep them in stock. So anyway, that is basically it for the Madame Jeanette pepper. It's definitely a good pepper. It is a hot pepper. As far as the scoville wise on it, let me hit you with the heat. As far as the scoville on it, this particular one was very low, but I've had these where the scoville was definitely the lower to mid range of a habanero type of heat, because habaneros range from like 100,000 or a little lower to from 100,000, say 75,000, to like 350,000. They can get that hot, which is quite hot. That is very hot. So these peppers, from what I remember, can range anywhere into, hey, stop. These peppers can range anywhere from like this one, which is really low, to like maybe like 100,000, somewhere in there, 120,000. They range in that range generally. I don't ever remember hitting any 350,000 on these, but they can probably get halfway up there. So just keep that in mind. This is a hot pepper. This particular pepper wasn't very hot. Not sure why. Maybe if I go up the top a little, it will be. As far as the heat, it was a slow builder. Didn't come in quick. It took time for that heat to come in. My tongue slowly started heating up, and it was kind of heating up the top of my tongue and around the edge. Had this been a really hot pepper, it would have just been a full burn all the way across the mouth. Probably the lips would have been hit a little bit too. But unfortunately, I hit one that was not that hot, and I'm not looking to grab one that's even hotter to upset my stomach this morning, because again, I didn't eat. So that's really about it for the Madame Jeanette pepper. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And if you want to pick up seeds, visit hrseeds.com. I will have seeds, new fresh seeds available. You still got last year's seeds still there if you want to buy them, but I will have new fresh seed for 2019 available if you want to wait until probably somewhere around the end of October, November. That's when I'll get back into the site and re-uploading, reorganizing my inventory. Like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.